Hey there, this is V from Flip 180 Media, and I'm a big fan of traditions. So I have this tradition going on every week where I sit down and read everything I can find about magazine industry. What changing, what good, what bad. So one of my favorite sources is foliamag.com. Great job, guys. It's an amazing source of news for magazine publishers. But when I start reading and I just scan the headlines, it can get really negative because you can read that these old magazines, these legacy magazines are going out of business. And this can get really upsetting, but actually it's just a surface. You need to continue reading. And when you continue reading, you understand that only those who refuse to shift and move with the future, with the age of digital, are actually failing, okay? So just look at the music industry, for example. It used to be you go and buy a CD, and now we have Spotify and stuff like that, where we pay like really small monthly fee and we can hear unlimited music, right? Look at the movie industry. It used to be you go and rent a VHS. Later on, you go and rent a DVD to Blockbuster store, right? And all you need to do now is to pay monthly fee for Netflix or Amazon Prime, and you get all the movies, right? So everything is shifted, and magazines need to shift too. So I decided to make a little video on just a quick guide on like 5 things that you need to do to make your future bright for your magazine. So how to build a perfect basement and go digital with your magazine. The biggest favor you can do to a magazine today is to publish all your content as HTML. It means that you publish all the images and text separately. So you actually build all your layouts by hand. It takes a little bit more time than just to convert your print magazine to a flipbook, but it's totally worth it because of a couple of reasons. I'm just gonna tell you the main ones, okay? So having the content in HTML gives you full flexibility, meaning that you can decide how your magazine is gonna look on any device, and you can make it fully responsive. By meaning fully responsive, I mean that you can make it actually usable on any device. So here is your magazine on desktop device. It has all the fancy graphics. Everything is readable and nice. It has a great experience. If you go on iPad device, it's still great. Everything is readable. The layout is nice, right? Even if you flip it, everything looks really nice and still readable. Okay, it's not 100%. Here is it. It looks very good, right? And even if you look at on mobile, it looks great. See, it shrinks, but it keeps the right proportion. So the text is readable, and this is what I call the real responsivity, the real responsive magazine, okay? And the next very important reason is that your content stays scrollable by search engines, and they can list it on search results. It means that you get free exposure. In comparison with flipbook magazines, that's a huge advantage. You should really take this advantage and go with your magazine full HTML. I decided to call everything a paywall in this chapter because it's the most recognizable term for publishers. Okay, so I want to show you 3 types of paywalls that you can use depending on your magazine type and your content type. So in the case where content is free for the reader and you basically run your magazine from advertising, there are 2 ways to do that. Okay, so first you can just gently ask for their email address to continue reading the article, and you can have 2 scenarios there. You can use this pop-up as a squeeze page and keep asking for their email address until they enters it, or let's say you can start counting free articles until they can close this pop-up and then take them to the free content area, okay? So maybe the news section or something on your website. So in this case scenario, the visitor, the reader would see this pop-up let's say 3 times because you give them 3 free articles, gently asking for the email address. If they refuse to enter the email address after 3 times, you just take them to the news section, okay? Because they can't close it. If they close it, they're just gonna go to the news section and they're gonna quit reading your premium content, okay? So the next example is medium.com. And what they use is called soft paywall. This is an amazing thing because they use similar thing and they give some content for free. So 3 articles for free. You can read all their premium content for free. And after you reach the limit that they set, I think now they have 3 articles a month, they ask you to subscribe. They keep pushing you down the funnel and want you to become a paid member. I think they added one more step where if you create an account and give them your details, they give you some more articles a month, okay? But if you take full advantage of medium.com, you need to subscribe and pay a small subscription fee. So this is great because Google can see all the content, they can crawl your content, and they can show it in search results because it's soft paywall, and Google can go through it and see everything. And this model is great because you also can give your readers a little bit of a sense about your content. So they give something like a free trial, and when they think the content is good and they want to keep reading, you ask them to pay. So this is really great. And the third example, if you're like a magazine that relies from the readers and from the subscriptions, you can have a hard paywall. So basically, if you don't have an account, you can't keep reading the magazine. Again, we didn't want this to be really hard without any preview, so we show some of the magazine just to gain readers' attention and curiosity, and then we ask them to log in or become a subscriber to see the other content. So this is how paywall works, and I can assure you that one of these 3 types can definitely work for a magazine, and you should do that right away. Digital magazine needs to have a really clear linear navigation and issue isolation. Each issue needs to be treated as a separate product. It's a reason for your readers to come and consume new portion of your content. All the content of the magazine needs to be separated into the portions, the issues. Each issue needs to be isolated so the reader clearly understands where he is in the issue, how many articles are in this issue. So the linear navigation and the issue isolation is very important to the magazine. The next very important thing is to have table of contents available on each of your issue, and it needs to be easy to reach. Okay, so we have this. This is the table of contents, and you can also use this one on desktop computer since we have a lot of space. It's very easy to navigate through the issue and to get where you want, okay? And I would add to this that it's very important to have a subscribe box, that it's very easy to use and go directly to your email marketing software. So if somebody enters the email, it goes directly there. And another thing is to have a share button. So if somebody wants to share something, they can do that immediately, and that is very important. And the other very important thing is to have deep linking on your magazine. So as you can see, we're on Ready to Travel article, and the link says Ready to Travel. If you go to the other article, it says the other name, and this is very important because when you share the link, the person who clicks the link needs to land into exactly this place on your magazine. You don't want to share the cover or just land the person who clicks the link into some generic place. You want to show him exactly what you want. So all this feature needs to be available on every device. So if you go to iPad, we need to have easy to access TOC available. Table of contents, we need to have an option to share, and we need to have an option to subscribe. Again, if we go to the mobile, it needs to be the same. Easy to access table of contents, a way to subscribe, and a way to share, right? And the bonus tip, what we like to do on our magazines, is if you want to go some kind of text, for example, you read something really nice and you want to share it immediately to your Twitter or Facebook, you can just select the text and bam, you do that, right? It's very easy. and if you share it, it adds the text and it adds a link to your magazine. So you get exposure to your magazine, and this is a very nice feature. Okay, so we talked a lot about all the technical details and stuff, and these are really important. But don't forget one really important thing, that you are a magazine publisher, and what you publish still needs to be a magazine. It still needs to be very visual, very nice and easy to read. It needs to have a fun factor. So if you can do something nice with the design, animations, or give some kind of additional value or some additional experience to your readers, you should definitely do that. It's a magazine and it needs to be nice. Let's keep everything nice. Let's add a little something to each page, okay? So this is my 5 tips on how to have a bright future for your publication. Thank you very much for staying with me.